Welcome everyone to the Pickswise NFL show. My name's Jacob, this is Andrew, and today we're going to be talking about if the Cleveland Browns have an actual chance at winning the Super Bowl. They're 3-1 right now, have put together some pretty impressive wins this season, and Andrew's going to break it down for us if he thinks they can go all the way. So first off, looking at the ball on the offensive side, how do you think the Browns make out there?
Yeah, well, to answer your question, first of all, I'll do you one better. I do not think the Browns are a Super Bowl contender. We're going to be breaking it down for you, both sides of the ball, exactly as to why not. The Browns, they've won 3 in a row. That being said, I wouldn't get too excited. I think it's time to pump the brakes. The victories have come against the Bengals, the Washington football team, and now the Dallas Cowboys, who are in a state of disarray of their own. Everyone in the NFL has short-term memory loss. I understand that. It's what have you done for me lately, league. Let's not forget about week 1 when the Browns lost 38-6 to the Baltimore Ravens. But let's jump into the offense. Last couple weeks, they've been putting up a lot of points. That being said, I'm not sure they can keep it going. As we've seen with teams like the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, you need to air the ball out in today's 2020 NFL to have a chance at a Super Bowl. The Browns, their passing game has not been anything special at all. Baker Mayfield, despite the recent wins, is averaging 6.3 yards per attempt on the season. You're not going to win any Super Bowls with a quarterback averaging 6.3 yards per attempt. The past couple of weeks, he hasn't even come close to cracking 200 yards. They've been scoring all of their points thanks to some opponent miscues and to Nick Chubb in the running game. Nick Chubb obviously just messed up his knee this past week. He's going to be on the shelf on injury reserve probably about 6 weeks. I'm very curious. I don't think the offense is going to be able to keep up this level of production without him. I think they're going to hit a little bit of a snag over these next 6 weeks when defenses don't have to respect him that much. Again, this past week against the Cowboys, they got off to a big lead. Very nearly blew a massive lead. It was very nearly one of the biggest comebacks in NFL history for the Cowboys. If Odell Beckham Jr. on that end around everybody's talking about, if that Cowboys defender doesn't miss that tackle, instead of the Browns Super Bowl contenders, we might be talking about how the Browns had one of the most epic collapses of all time, letting Dallas back into that game in the first place. OBJ had that huge game. Mayfield, I'm not sold on him. I'm not 100% sold on the offensive line either. And the passing game is just not efficient enough to take them seriously as a Super Bowl contender right now.
All right, so it's not even that you're just not high on the offense, but just it sounds like the Browns in general. However, I feel like you can make a pretty good argument that this defense is one of the best in the league. I mean, you got Myles Garrett, easily one of the best D linemen in the entire NFL. What do you say about that side of the ball?
Yeah, I'd say you're getting a little ahead of your skis there with the best defense, one of the best defenses in the league. I'd say they've got some of the best talent in the league, arguably. You know, I love Myles Garrett. I love Denzel Ward at cornerback. That being said, I think there's a lot of holes, particularly in the secondary. When they play teams with better offensive lines, they're going to get shredded through the air, like we just saw with Dallas. Again, the defense, despite these 3 wins, the defense gave up 38 points to Dallas this past week. They gave up 38 points to Baltimore in week 1, and they gave up 30 points to the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow, who have one of the worst offensive lines in the league. Even when they couldn't protect Joe Burrow, the Bengals were still able to put up 30 on Cleveland. The only team that Cleveland's defense actually looked good against was Washington. We saw what just happened with that Washington offense. Your boy Dwayne Haskins just got benched.
True.
Partially because he was so bad against the Browns. Again, 3 games of 30-plus points, 38 points twice. The 2 times they've actually had to face good offenses, they've given up 38 points. Again, like I said, I don't see anybody competing for a Super Bowl with a passing game that averages less than 6.5 yards per attempt. I don't see any team competing for a Super Bowl when their defense is giving up 38 points on a regular basis. Myles Garrett can't do it all on his own. I'm just not seeing it. Denzel Ward's been banged up. He doesn't look like he's 100%. The safeties have been a mess.
All right, so I guess to keep it short and sweet, no, the Browns are not going to win the Super Bowl, at least according to this guy. We will see you guys next week. Please make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.